What's up guys, welcome to a new Q&A video. As always, shout out to these absolute mad lads who support the channel via the Patreon. If you want all your Q&A questions answered, make sure to check out the Patreon, linked in the description, includes various other benefits. Also got some questions from the community post I put up a few days ago as well. So yeah, hope you enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, let's begin. Sadly, I have not seen the new Halloween movie. I believe I've seen all the other movies in the Halloween series, so I may check it out at some point, but I have no idea when. My favourite panel in Kengan is probably between these two. The Gowlang walkout panel, absolute hype to the max, and the Dragon Shot misfired with the exchange of Kanagita and Kuroki Gensai. Absolute insanity. Just, two top tier panels. There are quite a few amazing panels throughout Kengan, Ashura and Omega, but these two are definitely up there as two of the best in my opinion. Do I think a company will ever make a Kengan fighting game? Of course I would want them to, but a dedicated Kengan fighting game, I don't really see it happening, but I do think it's a possibility for Kengan fighters, maybe a few of them, to be in like a crossover game if that's ever made, maybe some Bucky characters as well, so let's at least pray for that, but of course excitement through the roof if we did get a Kengan fighting game. Do you think Ryan's genetics would allow him to handle the advanced / removal at once? How strong would he be? So the removal is kind of connected to the brain, while the advance is connected to the heart with the blood circulation. If there was a character to be able to handle both, I do think it would be Ryan. Would he be able to do it? I think it could be possible. I do think he's genetically capable of handling both. The time frame probably won't be too long, and if he was to use both, maybe he will definitely be top of the verse, because as we know, Ryan's definitely one of the strongest in the verse. Both removal and advance at the same time, he may take that number one spot. But it would be pretty cool if maybe Edward pulled out the advance and removal at once. He is connected to the Tiger Nico, the curator of the advance. Guhan removal, same thing, so maybe him having both could be a possibility. I do not have any tattoos currently. I may be getting one in the future, but we'll have to wait and see. Who do you think would win now, Oma or Kuroki? So for sure, I think both of them on the same tier. Oma now has pre-initiative like Kuroki, but I do think Kuroki's pre-initiative is definitely better, more developed, as Lolong's pre-initiative was better than Oma's. Kuroki is still kinda implied to be on the pedestal, a target for Oma to overcome in the future. So it's possible that right now in the Mega Story, the most recent chapter, that Kuroki is still stronger and would win, but I would say it's pretty much either way. Kuroki has knowledge of the Nico style Oma has used in the past, but Oma has now also become a master of the Kure clan techniques, so definitely up in the air. Oma's Demon's Bane could give him the win. Kuroki Gensai's Devil Lance can instant kill pretty much anyone, so yeah, pretty much either way. Hopefully we do get that rematch at some time in Kengan Omega. Hopefully neither of them die in the up and coming Worm arc. With the most recent One Punch Man chapter, it's very clear that Flashy Flash is indeed stronger than Bang. Another thing to point out that I didn't directly mention in my review of the chapter is that Flashy Flash was keeping up with the current Garo and Platinum S without his sword. As we know, Flashy Flash is a sword user. Of course, him wielding his sword does make him stronger as a whole. So if he's already keeping up with them somewhat, forcing Garo to pull out his ultimate move, he should be stronger than Bang, who pretty much stated he'll get one shot by current Garo. So yeah, Flashy Flash do be absolutely monstrous. As the person with the channel called Mysterious Weeb, I only listen to anime openings. Just joking, probably lo-fi. Unless that was a lie as well. If you could redo the Kengan / Purgatory bracket in hindsight, who would you put against who for the most entertaining fights? I would say Faye vs Oma. Everyone wanted to see the two students of the Nikos face one another. Probably Lolong vs Kano, the two kings, King of the Kengan Association vs King of Purgatory. I do like many of the other matchups, but maybe Waka vs Trotta, maybe Waka vs Lutien. Perhaps a better fight for Okubo vs Ludong or something like that. A lot of interesting potential matchups we could have had. I appreciate the support, but other series I would cover on either of the two channels. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Mysterious Chad. Currently, I have no intention of adding any more series. Of course, I'll make dedicated videos to certain series. Maybe a video on Garuden, which I'm currently working on. Maybe a video on like random manhwa find, which are pretty interesting. But more series to do like dedicated chapter videos on, I don't really plan to add any more currently. To be honest, I didn't even know they had a Chucky show. I just looked it up. Apparently it's rated quite high, so I'm definitely going to check that out. I actually have the physical copies of all the Child's Play movies, so definitely going to check out the TV series for that. Quite hyped actually. So if Ray had all these buffs, I think he could potentially be one of the strongest in the verse. I'm very excited to see his current improvement. As we know, he returned alongside Hatsumi for the whole Worm arc, which is pretty much occurring currently. So maybe he will have some of these improvements. I doubt he can enter Simp Boost, as that's unique to Reno, one of her unique abilities. So it's not really something he can do unless he found a way to reach that state again on his own. Omega Oma versus Master. I would say it probably goes to Omega Oma. The main reason I'm thinking that is Oma currently wants to fight the Tiger Nico. The Tiger Nico's had like 15 years of training ever since being defeated by Oma's Nico. As such, he should be stronger than what Oma's Nico was 15 years ago. And if Oma's going to fight him currently in Omega, he would have to be stronger than his master. Even back in Usher, we did have Croaky Gensai mention that Oma surpassed his master when it comes to the redirection kata. That does leave 3 other katas, but I do think Oma's improved all of them over the 2 years. Plus his advance and now the Kureiken technique mastery. I think all that together, paired with the story is going, I do think that should put current Omega Oma above his master. My favourite Yu-Gi-Oh card is probably Pot of Greed or Obelisk the Tormentor. Absolute legendary cards. Do I think Garo will surpass Boros? Yes, I do think he'll surpass him, and I'm hoping he does as well. I'm this praying for Saitama to say that Garo is the strongest person he's ever faced or something along the lines of that, or he does a direct comparison to Boros, finally get that whole, verse battle in One Punch Man finally concluded. Many people don't really consider this, but the webcomic Garo versus the webcomic Boros most likely does give it to the webcomic Garo, but as we haven't seen full power Garo in the manga at the recording of today's video, many just compare the webcomic Garo to the manga Boros or the anime Boros. That's where most people agree Boros is stronger. But now, both in manga, Garo, I'm hoping, does surpass him. Do I think Misa could be top 5? No, I don't really. He kinda looks up to Kano a little bit looking at the various interactions. We do have that Lolong statement as well. But considering his interactions with Kano, Kano is definitely stronger than him, and there's like at least 4 other characters on the same level as Kano. So as such, Misasa can't really be top 5. But I do think he's an absolute beast. Hopefully we get a better understanding of how strong he truly is sometime in the future. But yeah, that should be everything for today's Q&A video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to follow my Twitter, join the Discord to talk more about any series I cover on the channels. And yep, that's it guys. Peace.